Hi, my name is Wendy Wiley from Rhombus University, and this is class CO 614. I'm working on domestic violence. What is a domestic violence intervention group? Domestic violence is structured psychoeducational and therapeutic groups. Designed for individuals who have engaged in abusive behavior. They focus on accountability and behavior changes. We teach healthy communication and conflict resolution. The classes promote victim safety and relationship awareness. Most of them actually are court ordered, but some people voluntarily go into these classes. History of domestic violence intervention groups. On the left, before 1970s, domestic violence was often viewed as a private family matter. Abuse was rarely discussed publicly. Advocacy groups pushed for changes on that. Victims had limited legal protection and support, and women's rights advocacy increased awareness. And they increased this awareness, and with this, shelters and support services emerged with this. Women began to speak publicly about this abuse. Advocacy groups educated communities. First domestic violence shelters were opened. Research identified long-term effects of the abuse, and awareness campaigns challenged harmful beliefs. New laws and court interventions developed. There is the Duluth model, which was developed in Minnesota in 1981. The focus on power and control, not just anger, was introduced. The power of the control wheel, which identifies intimidation, isolation, threats, and emotional abuse. Emphasizes ability and victim safety. Influence many DV programs. Purpose and goals. The purpose is to reduce abusive behavior. The purpose of these DV classes are to increase personal accountability. The reason we have these classes is to improve communication skills for these people, for the domestic violence. Develop empathy for individuals with difficulty between each other. Strengthen emotional regulations to promote healthy relationships. Relationships not just with husbands and wives and girlfriends and boyfriends, but with family members of all kinds and friendships to increase victims and community safety. Unique characteristics of DV groups: the highly structured format, curriculum-based learning, accountability-focused approach, educational and therapeutic components, group discussions, and peer feedback. The DV groups are in large groups, sometimes on Zoom, sometimes in person, and groups are worked together. All individuals discuss it, and they discuss not just as a person individually, but they get a chance to work together on their problems. They get to share their feedback, personal feedback with each other. Focuses on behavior changes, and victim safety remains the priority. The role of the facilitator within the group is to create a safe and respectful environment, to guide the discussion, to present educational material, challenge cognitive distortion, encourage accountability, monitor participants' progress, complete documentation and reports, which is what I, as a facilitator, do. Laws, ethics, and specialized training. Confidentiality and informed consent is not just as a facilitator, but also as the domestic violence the client. They are known that they are supposed to keep confidentiality within the group. Mandated reporting requirements with the facilitators are known: duty to warn and protect, professional boundaries, domestic violence certification training, and trauma-informed care. Cultural competency, crisis intervention skills. The personal reflection and conclusion. What I have learned intake assessments require more time than I expected. Documentation is a significant responsibility. Remaining non-judgmental is essential. Accountability and empathy can exist together. What I will share with you is an intake assessment is not just a one-on-one meeting the individual, but and giving writing down the initial assessment of the person, but also the paperwork on the back end, which is extremely daunting and can take significant amount of time and resources. As a conclusion, the DV groups promote safety and behavioral changes. The Duluth model continues to influence treatments today. And here's some references.